Good morning, Grace family. I am having a morning cup of coffee with my good friends, Randi and Jason, our Director of Middle School Ministries and our Director of High School and College Ministries. Good morning, you guys.
Good morning.
Hi.
Good morning, Amanda.
Guys, I just want us to take some time to share with the congregation about Student Ministries and kind of what's been going on and get everyone involved and caught up. So what has Student Ministries been up to during the quarantine? Jason, why don't you tell us what high school's been up to?
Yeah, thanks, Amanda. High school has been up to regularly meeting up on Zoom. Once the pandemic kind of hit and we were all relegated to our homes, we hopped onto Zoom within a couple of weeks, and we've just been pretty consistent at doing like online touch points through Zoom throughout the week. So we have our midweek Thursdays. We have our afterglows, just meeting after worship service on Sundays. And at the beginning, we were doing like a weekly devotional in the mornings together, but we've been spending a lot of time online.
Of course. Yeah. And Randi, what's middle school been doing?
Really similar. Jason and I work really closely together in trying to create like one student ministry voice. So we've been meeting on Zoom. We just started live streaming, so this is a very new adventure for us. And doing this new thing called Thoughts and Actions, where students will submit an action step from the sermon. So it's all very new for us while we're meeting online, but still connecting with students and hoping that they're having the best summer that they can, even in this very, very, very strange time.
Yeah, and you guys have a combo event coming up, right?
Yes.
Tell us about that.
Very excited.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's called 7 to 7 Summer Spectacular, and our student ministry interns have been working very, very hard on this event. This is their big summer project, and it is a Zoom-based all-nighter from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m., full of movies, breakout rooms, games, devotional content, all this stuff. So it's a way for us to kind of get some summer hype back while we're still quarantined and still trying to figure out what this means. So I'm really excited about it.
Yeah, that sounds really cool.
Yeah, it was really kind of birthed out of our hope to kind of recreate some of the things that we really value about summer camp, which is like just spending a lot of time with students and relating with them and engaging them on very personal levels throughout an entire day. And so this is kind of where 7 to 7 came from.
Yeah, that's so cool. Jason, what's one way that you've seen God moving in this season?
Yeah, I think when one of the things I first noticed when we started off was how much more interactions I was starting to get one-on-one with students, from being able to like message students a lot more and even calling students a lot more on the phone. So I realized that because of this pandemic, a lot of our students' lives were turned upside down. And so it's easy sometimes to think like as adults, like our lives get turned upside down, job-wise, everything goes crazy. But students, as they kind of were faced with this reality that sports were being canceled, clubs and everything were being canceled, there was a lot of opportunity to talk to students. And because just naturally in student ministry, we're very engaged through technology already. I found myself really engaging a lot more one-on-one with students through phone calls and messaging. And so I've seen a lot of great interactions come out of that time.
That's really encouraging. Randi, what about you? What's some cool ways that God's been moving in middle school ministry and just amongst your students?
I have gotten so many texts of random Bibling, which is one of my favorite middle school phrases. I'm seeing that students read the Bible a lot more on their own, and that's just super encouraging. I think they're picking up on the very obvious. We're not meeting at church, and so if I normally read my Bible at church and we're not doing church, when is this thing going to happen? It's not, unless I make it happen, unless I really invest in that. And so I've been getting a lot of questions, a lot of pictures of their Bible doodles and all that stuff, where they're engaging in scripture on their own more. And so we just had this past series of how to read the Bible on your own to give them a few different methods. to practice doing different things with their Bible. And it's been super fun to hear how that's been impacting their faith and them trying out, oh, I've never thought to pray through scripture before or something like that. So it's been really nice to see the boost in ownership, I think, during this season. So yeah.
That's so encouraging to hear that our students are still connected and still really engaged and still really excited that this is something that's very personal for them.
Mm-hmm.
Randi, what encouragement would you have for our students in this season?
Man, one is feel what you're feeling and let that be okay. So if you're bummed that you missed an event or something got canceled that you normally do in the summer, it's okay to just feel that. And yes, it is a bummer. And what does that mean? And feel that, but don't dwell in that. There is more. There is the next day. There is hope in this season. So don't dwell in the negative, but also don't shove it under the rug. It's okay that things aren't ideal right now, but we can make them good and honorable and grateful for what we do have.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, totally. Jason, what about you? What do you want to share to students?
Yeah, I mean, on a similar vein, like as Randi, not trying to steal your answer or anything, but I think the idea of like really understanding that this could be a season of lament for a lot of us. It's time to kind of grieve and really ask yourself, where are you directing that grief? Are you directing it towards an activity or something that may not bear much fruit? Or are you lamenting and grieving towards God? And I think it's a perfect opportunity to relate with God in the midst of just a lot of loss that's going on.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you guys for joining me for a quick cup of coffee before service. It was fun chatting. And students, if there's any students watching right now, don't forget to join our 7 to 7 overnight Zoom lock-in summer extravaganza. It has the longest title in the world. If you want any more details, there's going to be an event that's on our website that you could just go find the event on our calendar and you could get connected. If you haven't been connected to Student Ministries this whole summer, the event is a great place for you to just jump right in. All right, guys, I'll talk to you soon. Thanks for having coffee.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thank you, Amanda.